to conclude all negotiations for a new minimum wage before the end of May 2024 rather. The organized labor at once pulled out of the negotiation and rejected two federal government offers, the latest being 60,000 naira. They are insisting on 497,000 naira as minimum wage. Since the removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira, the cost of living in Nigeria has reached new highs, with calls for a new minimum wage. In the wake of the development, labor leaders have ruled out several measures, including a new minimum wage, alternative modes of transportation, and others to cushion the impact of the subsidy removal. Still on labor in Lagos, the chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress, Funmilayo Sese, says the union will back the industrial action on Monday if the federal government fails to approve a sustainable minimum wage before then. She insists the union will not accept less than 6 figures as the new minimum wage.
There is a looming crisis. By Monday, the Labour Center has already given us the signal that we should start mobilization. That if by May 31st, there is no agreement on the tripartite side, on the employer, the employee, and also on the government side, we will proceed on a total industrial strike action. The labor will not take anything less than the 3 figures. If it is 2 figures, like 60,000, we will reject it. But anything less than the 3 figures, the labor is not interested. And then, for us, the mobilization begins. So that those of us who are, using our youthful years to work, at the end of it, we should have something to show for it.
Trade Union Congress in Lagos State, Gbenga Ekundayo, believes the Lagos State government can do better when a minimum wage is approved.
We remember that in the payment of the wage award, Lagos State could have done better than even the federal government, but for certain exigencies. Our appeal is that those exigencies should not be considered in the case of the minimum wage. We know when Lagos sneezes, the whole of Nigeria catches cold. This is where it happens. And that is why we say this is Lagos.
Sese further called on the Lagos State government to work out a payment plan for civil servants who are interested in buying new cars.
In the past, we used to have government where they will give us vehicles and then we'll be paying over time, like 3 years, 5 years. Lagos State partners with GSC. Let us also partner to ensure that the workers who are interested in paying over years, let government stand for us, like for 5 years. Affordable homes, let us start to have and to enjoy the benefit of our work.
The Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress are looking forward to a better life for workers in Nigeria. The federal government has pleaded with labor unions in the country to shelve its planned indefinite nationwide strike scheduled to begin on Monday, June 3. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Idris Mohammed, says the strike action is not the solution to the problem, adding that the union should consider the issues raised by the federal government during negotiations. The minister, however, stressed that the federal government has already made an offer of 60,000 naira, adding that the government has the interest of Nigerians at heart. Speaking further, the minister explained that the need to find common ground was the reason for setting up the tripartite committee, as it pleads that the union should not allow the progress they had made so far to be eroded, adding that it was optimistic and agreements could still be reached with them. Now, away from labor matters, President Bola Tinubu has expressed optimism that the nation will prevail against the adversaries undermining its peace and security. The president, who was represented by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, gave the assurance while inaugurating the headquarters of the Defense Intelligence Agency in Abuja. He said his confidence was anchored on the unwavering commitment of members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other intelligence agencies in the country. According to the president, the Defense Intelligence Agency is key in the security architecture of the country that primarily provides intelligence not only for the armed forces, but also other security agencies. The Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General Emmanuel Onduandeye, noted that the agency is diligently carrying out its assigned responsibilities of intelligence gathering and provision of timely and appropriate information to the military for strategic national decision-making. It is believed that the completion and inauguration of the agency's headquarters marks a significant milestone in the journey towards enhancing its performance in intelligence gathering for better national defense and security. The British Council has reaffirmed its commitment to building a friendly and knowledgeable relationship between the UK and people around the world. It stated this when the management of Lagos Television paid a courtesy visit to the Council. Ayola Adelesi tells us more.
The British Council is proud to announce its 80th anniversary in Nigeria, marking a significant milestone in its journey to promote cultural relations and educational opportunities between the UK and Nigeria. Speaking at the courtesy visit by Lagos Television Management, the General Manager of Lagos Television, Adeshola Kosoko, expressed enthusiasm about the collaboration with the British Council, stating that there are numerous opportunities for fruitful partnership.
Television stations have actually lost the use in children's belts, you know, and I know that you're particular about, you know, this part of content, and so it's one of the reasons we want to have this talk with you, and at the same time we use the British pronunciation, the British, so having to learn from you will be a great opportunity. So I don't know if there are opportunities for my staff to come over, learn, have a few exchange programs, you know, pick up some of your content as well on our platform, maybe our content as well on your platform, and you know, like we do virtually all the languages.
A representative of the organization highlighted the British Council's ongoing effort to connect people in Nigeria with those in the UK, promoting mutual understanding, trust, and cooperation. She stressed that education remains a significant focus area for the British Council.
We're the leading organisation in the UK for cultural relations and educational opportunities. And cultural relations, sometimes some people call that soft power. Government organisations often refer it to as soft power. But we're not a government organisation, we're apolitical, so we like to use the term cultural relations because it's very much about those, as you very said, Shola, the people-to-people links, those relationships, building that mutuality, beneficial relationships, trust and understanding. And I'd like to think, and there's some examples, but after 80 years in Nigeria, we've got very long-standing relationships built on trust.
The British Council's work in Nigeria has already made a significant impact with numerous initiatives and programs aimed at promoting cultural relations, education and skills developments. Ayola Adelesi, LTV News.
In sports, as part of its desire to expand the development of amateur boxing in Africa, Yucateco Boxing Promotions has signed a memorandum of understanding on boxing development with the Republic of Benin and Togo. The MOU was signed in Lomé and Cotonou after a meeting between the executives of Yucateco Boxing Promotions and the Boxing Federation of both countries. President of the Togolese Boxing Federation, Dr. Jules Mausil Pokpo, says they're excited about the partnership with Yucateco Boxing Promotions as it will expose boxers in the country to great opportunities while leveraging on the outfit structure. President, Benin Boxing Federation, Edith Santos, says it's a new dawn for amateur boxing on the continent based on the net gains from the partnership with the promotional outfit. The MOU brings about a monthly boxing event tagged Yucateco Pan-African Boxing Championship, which will be staged in Togo, Benin Republic, Ghana, and other West African countries. The championship will produce 12 winners across different weight categories, and the winners will in return defend the titles in the succeeding preceding months. Chief Executive Officer, Yucateco Boxing Promotions, Omole Yakubu Imadu, pledged his commitment to advance amateur boxing and improve the fortune of the sports beyond borders through international competitions, provision of equipment, and facilitating exchange programs across the countries. In South Africa, results from more than 98% of voting districts show that the ANC has just 40%. The party, once led by Nelson Mandela, has now been hit by a worst election result since 1994. This is a step forward since the last election when it got 50%, which means it will have to share power with one or more parties. Meanwhile, ANC leaders are preparing for complex coalition talks as other parties like the Center-Right Democratic Alliance, DA, remains the second largest party with 22%. The new MK party, led by ex-President Jacob Zuma, is in third place with 15%. It replaces the radical EFF, whose share of the vote falls to 9%. And that's all for now, but for more news, do connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. A quick reminder to call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. Man, thanks for watching. I am Baba Bumi. Bibi, join us again at 2.